Hello, everybody. Welcome to and welcome back to my channel, Book Time with Elvis with Mark. And of course, we're joined today by the one and only Sean D. Standfast from channel of the same name, Sean D. Standfast. If you're not subscribed, you probably are, though. But if you're not, you should head over there immediately and subscribe to Sean. Hey,
Yeah,
Sean.
it was a
how's
very
it going?
inventive. It was a very inventive name for my channel. I'm
Well, I
okay,
guess.
a little silly.
Oh,
But
look, I'm so pleased that it's telling me I've gone live because I didn't
oh
know.
yeah,
That's
mine. I always
good.
get that, but not this time.
That's great. Oh my God. Good thing. Just to
Yeah,
remind
I'm
me.
I'm okay. It's getting chillier here. It's
It's
going down into the single digits Celsius at nighttime, and which is around mid 40s, I think, Fahrenheit for the people living in the ancient world. Uh, um, and and it even down to even 30s. Like that, it got down to like 4 or 5 one night here.
Yeah, I mean, they were saying it could snow next week here. Maybe not here, but a little bit higher up the mountains. But yeah, it's been cold. We've had terrible winds. We've had trees down, and they've caused quite a bit of damage. There was lots of power outages yesterday, day before
That's
yesterday.
that's my fault. I'm sorry. I've been eating a lot of chili con carne.
Oh
I'm sorry.
God! Oh my God! Yeah. Ugh. Apologies to those based in the UK and Europe who might be sitting down for their dinner.
Well, it keeps you warm in wintertime. Beans are good in the wintertime.
Yeah,
Keeps you
well,
warm.
they're good for your heart, apparently. So,
Well, I need something to be worse for my heart because now the I don't know if I mentioned to you my doctor's office, they had a secretary go through my thing, and she has deemed that I am not eligible for the injections with all the medical training she doesn't have.
okay.
But I'm waiting for the cardiologist report to come in who says I do need them.
I
So
mean, to be honest with you, I think when you get to a certain weight, you should get them anyway, frankly. I mean, because of the problems that weight can cause either later down the line or whatever, it's just easier to deal with it now.
yes.
So, I mean, to just say, like, okay, you haven't got heart problems at the moment, great. But,
Well, I do have heart problems.
you
That's
do.
the
Yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah. I suppose that's the thing. You do. So,
Like I
yeah.
may not have been a full blown heart attack that I had, but there was an issue there, and now I've got a leaky heart valve.
Yeah.
That's it's not terrible, so it's gonna get more terrible. So it's like it's absolutely ridiculous. Oh, and my diabetes isn't bad, so it's not bad enough for it, and my cholesterol is okay, is actually pretty good, except the good cholesterol should be higher. But yeah, I'm not unhealthy enough apparently to get.
Well, diabetes is diabetes, so I don't see how they can say there's good diabetes and bad diabetes. So,
Well, this is somebody who is well not unknowledged in medical things that has made this decision for the doctor.
Oh
So I'm
well.
not pleased about that.
No, I don't blame you. I don't blame you at all. So,
So
and it's too
I mentioned
expensive.
that to the nurse, and she says, "Well, she's going to send a thing to them and ask them about that and say why I'm not on it yet." And then if they get enough of that, maybe they'll do something.
Well,
See, I
it's too
think all it
expensive
is
to do it
because
yourself.
these aren't cheap. Sorry.
It's too expensive to pay for it yourself now. I mean, it's ridiculously expensive.
Well, that's the thing. It's exciting. So they're getting pressure to eject people as for any reason at all. You know, so that's the
Just
reason.
say that you believe it's because you're a foreigner and they're discriminating against you, and then you'll easily get it for sure.
Yeah, well, maybe not, because if Farage gets his way, I'll be deported.
Oh. The scariest thing there was the thing you sent me this morning. That I couldn't believe
What's
about Trump.
Oh yeah. No, that's the thing. Yeah, because I never thought of it, but his mother was born in the UK, so
Mm-hmm.
he can become a UK citizen. But even without that, especially with that, he can become prime minister of the UK. and Boris Johnson could become president of the United States.
Well, Boris Johnson can't because he has actually renounced. He did actually renounce his American.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, it was to do with tax because the Americans taxed.
Well, he could probably get it back. He could probably get it back because he was born there. You know?
Well, I don't know, but I know he got rid of it because of the tax implications for because they tax you on global earnings, don't they? So, as an American citizen, he would have had to pay tax in the US, even if he wasn't actually.
Yeah, the millions that he's making isn't enough to live by.
Well, there you go.
I love these people who say that, like, 9 billion isn't enough to that they can't live on 9 billion.
Yeah, but no, the idea of who knows? Trump as prime minister and Farage as his deputy.
Yeah, but that would be another relationship going on there, I think. We won't.
We've lost three people, so I don't know whether that's because they're really scared or they're either big fans or not fans. So I don't know. Who knows? But we do have a couple of comments. Sean Mike is here. Hi guys. Hey guys. Hope you're both doing well. We are. Thank you very much for asking. And Gavin's here as well. Evening all. Hello, Gavin. How are you? So I don't know if you've had a chance to read anything.
No. But I do have a statement for Gavin. Waystation Books. Surprise, surprise.
This is your old bookshop.
Yeah. I think that's what he asked in a comment. What was the name of my shop? It was called Waystation Books.
Yeah, no, I remember. Does it exist in a different form? Like, does it still exist, or is it gone? Or you don't know?
No, it's gone. Well, see, somebody in Michigan, that I had met at a book sale, asked me what the name of it. He goes, and he says, "Oh, that's a cool name." And then he goes and starts a business called Waystation Books and Stuff.
Okay.
But the last time I looked, about 15 years ago, because I used to, don't put this in because I don't know, because I don't want you to get in trouble, especially at work. But waystationbooks.com was the web address, and when I did that before, it came up to a porn site. So I don't know. So somebody had bought the domain name and put it in a porn site, but that was like 10 or 15 years ago, and I haven't looked since.
So maybe it was more like Waystation Books, right?
Like why? But that's what it was.
Gavin might have guessed that. Yeah. It was either going to be that or City Books, wasn't it? Really.
Well, the other one, there was a couple other choices.
Les Miserables Livres.
Well, no, that could have been Javert Books or something like that. That could have been that could have been, or Valjean. Mm-hmm. But no, there was two other possibilities. The Books of Bedford Falls, but the problem is I wasn't in. But if anybody catches that reference, and Calvero Books, which was going to be I was going to call a publishing outlet, and that's from Limelight by Charles Chaplin. One of his sound films, his character was Calvero.
You could have had what's the book by Simak? Goblin what?
Goblin Reservation.
Goblin Reservation would have been a good name for a bookshop.
Yeah, or I like the pub they go to. It's the Pig and Whistle. It's the Pig and Whistle pub.
I think there's a tag about it recently, wasn't there? A tag about if you had your own bookshop or something?
Yeah, if you had your own bookshop.
Yeah. No, I'm just thinking because I was going to ask our audience what they would name their bookshops, but...
But the thing is, I'm not doing it because I had a bookshop. But I was thinking of doing a spoof on it, but I don't know who actually did the original thing, so they might get a little angry about it. And it was like, I was gonna say, is it dark and brooding? Well, definitely, with landmines outside, and if you get past those, you you've got a question before, or otherwise you shall not pass, to get in. And then the toilet is going to be downstairs in the basement without stairs, without a light, with a sign on the door that says "Beware of the leopard."
Yeah, you could get them to answer questions as well when they come in, like
Wow.
in the Holy Grail.
Yeah.
No, European, whatever.
And you
Well,
need to bring a shrubbery. You need to bring a shrubbery as entrance fee.
I have been reading. I mean, people who are watching probably know I've been doing this Shorty September. I'm on day 26. And today's book, Sean, made me think of you. It was great. I don't know if you've read it, though. I know you've read a lot of Balzac.
I've not read that one by Balzac, so I did see your short.
Very good, Sean. Very, very good. Really enjoyed it.
I think I've got it because I bought some several years ago directly from them, and I needed to bump up the price to get either free shit or something. I remember, or a discount, and I added that one.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure I have it.
Where is it?
Good question.
It was good. I mean, I'm sure it was a film with Depardieu. I have a feeling it was, but I might be wrong. But yeah, I'm just curious if Dumas was a little bit inspired by it, And when I was reading up on it, they said, yeah, there are a lot of kind of connections, of course, to other, references and things to other parts of the Comedy Humaine. So, because I know we've seen it before, like in Lost Illusion and others. But yeah, I just need to read more to get it, and I will definitely read that again. It was just very well told, very, very nice little story. Actually, it's a shame. In fact, to be honest, it's probably too short. It could have been, the premise, for example, is in some ways more exciting than Lost Illusions, of course, right? Lost Illusions. So, it could have easily been a fully fledged novel, but yeah, well.
No, but Lost Illusions is absolutely fabulous, though, and the sequel too is really good. But yeah, it's got a lot of characters.
The alternate name is Harlot High and Low is the sequel,
but also Lost Soul. Lost Soul.
Is it?
Yeah. And that works. That really works because, well, I won't talk about it, but
same character, is it? Same main character? Or
yeah. And then it brings in the character from Pere Goriot as well. And yeah, I don't know. Everybody says that's the one to read of Balzac. And I reread it again recently with Ariane. I don't think was there anybody else? Ariane and I read it.
You're very healthy. Yeah. I'm kind of getting over a cold.
I got my blanket on as well. I got my blankie.
Oh, you're the old man Goriot, aren't you then?
Yeah. But yeah, and it's not as good. Like the character is good, and it's good to see his beginnings. But yeah, it's just I don't know why that's the one that people talk about so much. Anyway, that's just me.
Are you going to try and take part in anything in October? I mean,
I don't know. I wanted to.
Something you kind of could do a little bit, maybe. Oh, there's no pressure. I'm just curious if you're contemplating.
Well, it's like I'm always confused. Like, what are the parameters for that? Is it just her reign, or is it Victorian literature? Because Victorian literature is something different from that's encompassing her reign. Because there were still people writing non-Victorian literature, Victorian-esque stuff during her reign. So I'm not sure.
I don't know the exact parameters. I think it's fairly flexible. I think if you encompass her reign, or at least authors who are alive in her reign, even
so, does it have to be English, or can you read some Balzac and count that as Victoria?
Probably has to be English. I imagine at least British Empire. I would guess. I don't know, but I know, of course, it's still the Victorian era, wherever you happen to be in the world. Just obviously wouldn't call it that, but indie author Jill's here, grabbed alive just before heading off to work. Got to head out in like 15 minutes though. Oh well, we'll be sorry to lose you, Jill, but thanks for popping by anyway. Yeah, I don't know enough about the parameters, but I keep trying to think about what I'm going to read in October. What am I going to do? Because, having coming off this project, which I have to say, I would actually, because you could do it. If you were in form, you could easily do this. And I think you'd actually find it enjoyable. There is a certain sense without being smug. And of course, I haven't succeeded yet. I've got 4 days. I could fail. But it's been an interesting challenge to read a book a day. I haven't had time almost for anything else. So,
well, there's months that I've read more than 30 books in the past. But I don't know if I don't know how that worked out. Like, I didn't read some of them in like one day. Some I did, and some I didn't, because I was reading.
Elements of flexibility. I mean, I was going to talk about it at the end, but sometimes, I mean, I don't look at it as cheating because it's still in the 24-hour period. Like some books, like these graphic novels, I finish by lunchtime, right? It doesn't take very long to read them. And then, of course, what am I going to do with the rest of the day? Just twiddle my thumbs? No, I might make a start, because I knew I had some that were longer than others. So I might make a start on, the next one. And then, of course, still get it finished within that 24-hour period. But I've got more hours where I'm awake, if you see what I mean. So I'm able to do it. So, yeah, it's still a book a day. It's just sometimes it's 1.5 books a day, if that makes sense. But I just don't see another way of doing it where I could fit it in with my job and, everything else, if I didn't have a couple of like leftover hours, from the previous day that helped me, get to reading it. So, because some people were surprised, like, that I could do Daughter of Time in a day, but actually that's not very long. I mean, Brat Farrar is much, it's much longer. It's 280 something, almost 290 something pages, which was a real challenge to get through. But Daughter of Time is it's only 212 pages, which, okay, it's longer than this one, but it was, and I think maybe because it was a reread as well, it felt like I could read it faster. But such a great book, I really enjoyed it.
It does depend on the book. It's like I read a horror thing that Brandy at the Book Eclectic suggested for me, and I kind of enjoyed it, but it was like 400 and some pages. I read that, like, I started it in the morning and I finished that before 8 o'clock at night, because it was just, yeah, it was like, but then sometimes I might struggle with 200 pages or something. Depends on the book.
No, absolutely. Depends on the book. Depends, of course, on the time. I mean, I remember when I was gainfully unemployed in Germany before I got my job, and I didn't have, we didn't have television or anything. And I mean, television existed, of course, but we didn't have one in the flat. And I just had piles of these John Grishams. Yeah, okay, it's not, not masterful stuff, but entertaining enough. And I would read one a day. They were like 600 pages plus, or 400, 500, 600 pages. Or I don't know, I can't remember exactly, but they were thick books and easily got through them in a day, when you sit down and do it. But I had nothing else on. And of course, they're fast paced. And you're absolutely right. Some books can be 150, 200 pages and just a slog, whereas others can be 300, 400 pages and fly by. So,
well, it's like, since I had COVID, I haven't been able to read like I normally would without working or anything like that, because I used to be able to read 12, 15 hours a day, and sometimes more, but I could read 15 hours a day and still be able to do the other things that need to be done.
So it's ironic, not work. It's ironic. It's ironic and cruel in the sense that you have more time, but you can't read as much as you did.
Yeah, well, I'm reading probably as much, or I was reading about as much as working full time. And because I didn't go out in the evening, so I'd come home from work and I got 7 hours in the evening to read, and that's about the peak that I've been able to do since COVID. And now I can't, I don't even have that. So, but yeah, so you just think you double that, and 15 hours a day, like it's hard to sustain it. Like, I've done it for like a week. Like I would, at university, I remember over Christmas or so-called reading week, if I didn't really have any homework or papers to do, I would just sort of get food in and just lock the door and take the phone, unplug the phone when you used to be able to unplug phones, and just read. Like I'd read a series, like I did that with the uh, Strangers and Brothers. I did that. I just spent the week reading that, just
Mm,
getting up, or not even getting up, just starting to read in bed and
mm.
cook something and read and cook something and still watch something on TV, or because I did have TV at that time.
I want to ask you something. Come back to you in a minute, because Gavin has confirmed what we said about the rain. So anything written and or published from 1837 to 1901. So it seems like it is specifically during her reign, but not necessarily giving us any information as to where. So maybe it doesn't matter. Though it seems more important to Gavin, of course, there's always Occult Detective October. Wink, wink. If that's your cup of cha, Sean. So, Jenny, nice.
Yeah, I don't have anything. That's the thing for there.
Nice to see you both, gentlemen. Glad to see you survive the storm, Mark. Thank you. A wee bit late, so I'm playing catch up yet again. So there we go. We mentioned last week about Chinese buffets. Yeah,
We did. Okay, I don't remember, but
you remember
okay.
we're talking about, because you said there was a good one in Bedford. You used to go years ago, whatever. I don't know. And it got me thinking: if you went alone, or you went with someone, and if you went alone, or if you went alone to restaurants or to pubs, did you have reading material with you? Like, would you read in a pub if you were there on your own and just enjoying a nice pint? Because some people do, some people don't. I was just curious.
In a pub, yes, and write when I was writing poetry as well, but not in a Chinese place. No,
Not a Chinese place. You're not like going through Les Miserables with your chopsticks.
Yeah, no. I would in a pub, because I'd spend maybe a couple hours in there or an afternoon, and I'd like, the one would be a Weatherspoon's Pilgrim's Progress, where one day they would have fish and chips for like £3 or £4, like a half price thing. So I'd have that. I'd go in, drink a pint, and then eat, and then drink a few more pints over an hour or two.
And then totter off home.
Yeah.
And do people often ask you, like, would it be a conversational point for some people to ask you what you're writing or what you're reading, or generally they just left you to it? And
Some did, because when I wasn't working, I became kind of a regular at Pilgrim's Progress, and then there was always the colorful. Let's just put it this way: colorful regulars that are there all day.
yeah.
I didn't know their names, or they didn't know me, but they'd always say hello, and then, oh, the reader's here today, or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I've done that in my time too. It's quite nice in some ways to spend time in cafes or pubs for hours on end, doing what you need to do, and kind of watching people and taking breaks. I mean, there was one when I was a student at Edinburgh.
For me, it was quieter than at home, because I was still sharing a place, and the neighbors were more noisy at times.
There was one in Edinburgh when I was a student there, and I can't remember the name of it. I want to say it's the Elephant something, or Elephant something or other. It was just kind of one of our closest ones. But it happened to be the place where J.K. Rowling wrote Harry Potter, right? So like we would be in there, students working away, and then suddenly you'd be interrupted by like a gaggle of tourists from, I don't know, Japan or somewhere, who come crowding in just to take photos of the place, the booth or the table or whatever where Rowling wrote Harry Potter. Yeah, so it was kind of, it was a great place, but it was not necessarily very conducive to having a peaceful time. I don't know what it's like now. Maybe it's died down a bit. People don't care as much probably, but at the time it was so popular, people would be always in and out. So yeah, but it was a great place for student. It had that kind of feel, I imagine, some of the pubs or cafes or whatever around somewhere like Oxford or Cambridge had, where you're just full of students having discussions and talks and debates and reading and study sessions together. It had a very academic feel to it, which I really enjoyed. So
yeah, well, I spent a couple weeks in Stratford upon Avon many years ago, over Christmas, so it was just raining. So I
Was
got
that
out as
during
much.
a run of Henry the Fourth, Henry the Parts 1 and 2, and Henry the Fifth, whilst you were playing Falstaff? Was it or?
No, I think it was David Tennant was playing. I think did he do Hamlet? I think he was playing
I think you might have
whenever
done.
that
Yeah.
was. If
Yeah.
somebody looked it up, but you couldn't get tickets. You couldn't get tickets at all. Maybe for a year or two ahead. But yeah, no, there was pubs there that were great. Tudor pubs, and the one I found that was great that actually Corelli, Marie Corelli, I think that's her name.
Yeah.
She wrote in, and I found that out later, and I found that really nice because it was like two Tudor houses that were put together, but it was there was a pub in the back, or well, in the side part, but it was a hotel as well. And there's huge areas in the old part where you can just have stone slabs, throughout, and old chairs like in the hallway or off the hallway. And I just plunked myself down there in the morning if it was raining, and leave at 8 o'clock at night. And I asked them, they had no problem with me staying there. I'd occasionally get a pint or drink or sometimes some food. And it was fabulous. And then I'd go to some other pubs because there were some nice ones. But Richard Griffiths had recently died. And, with a shorter beard, I look a bit like him at times. And there'd be people walking by going, "Oh, that's Richard Griffiths." And this, or somebody didn't know his name. And then somebody said, "Oh, he's dead." And then they'd go, "Oh, he's looking pretty good for being dead." Thank you very much.
Yeah. It seems that it's from Britain and Ireland, Victober. So there you go. And Bookless Pete's here. Hey, good to see you. Good to see you. Yeah, no, it's nice, those things. I mean, we have a few places of literary interest, I suppose, even here. Well, I say even here. I mean, even here, like locally, but also, of course, in Prague, you can go to places like the Golden Tiger, where Bohumil Hrabal used to like hang out. The funny thing is, though, I just seem to remember it's where all these writers drank. I haven't heard much about them actually doing any work there. So, like, there's a pub in a town near me here, and it's called Port Arthur, and it's a great pub. It's not far from the hospital in this town, and it's very, very, it's not old, well, super old. I mean, it's very First Republic, if that means anything to you. So it means like early 20th century, just around the time Czechoslovakia kind of becomes independent. And it's just got a different style to like English pubs. I can't explain it. The bar's lower. There's certain elements, decor and stuff that really mark it out as a Czech pub. And there's a famous, I mean, he does have a penguin, not Penguin Classic, but a penguin. There was a series they did on Eastern and Central European authors. And Penguin did publish in translation one of his works called The Cowards. And his name's Josef Skorzecki. And he's from this town near me. And he used to frequent this pub all the time. And it was just really cool because you could actually imagine him there. It also helped. I think there were some like pictures of him there as well. But it just felt, I don't know, it just felt like if you wanted to experience a proper Czechoslovakian, pub as it was, 90 years ago or whatever, this was the feeling of it. People were still like kind of playing a few pub games. It just had a buzz to it, even though we went there a few times, but mostly during the week as well. So I can't imagine what it was like at the weekends, but yeah.
Well, you got like the Eagle and Child in Oxford where the Inklings went.
Oh yeah,
it's like, how much writing did they do there?
Oh, that's it. Yeah. Jill's leaving. All right, got to go. See you Wednesday, Mark. Feel free to join my live on Tuesday at Sam. Yeah, okay, I will definitely try. And Jenny's saying bye to Jill. So there we go. Yeah, pubs and cafes with their literary traditions. Yeah, it's nice.
Like there's two things here in the village. Like there's a pub, I guess, and then a working men's club. I haven't been to them. Aaron had been to them. He never really told me what they're like, but I suspect they're this 50 style. That it's just they're not. It's not for me. Like I don't need to drink that beer that much, and I'm sure they're not going to have the stuff on tap that I want. Like I'd have to go to some other places to maybe get the atmosphere and the beer that I want.
Oh, a nice pub in Whitby though, that'd be good, wouldn't it? Just kind of on the
I'm sure there'd be something
front,
there.
Yeah.
That's a short bus ride. It's like just down to the end of the street. You hop on a bus and you're there. Like it's only 20 miles, so it's a short bus ride. But I can't do it.
Well, you can't at the moment, but who knows? In a couple of years, with a bit of positive thinking, Sean.
I'll still probably need a scooter or something like that, but at least I can get a smaller scooter, and then I can even get on a coach or something like that, because I was looking that as long as you can break it down and I don't know why they say 3 pieces, why it has to be 3 pieces rather than 2, don't know, but if you can break it down and put it in underneath, then you're good to go. You can travel on with them. So you just need to find places to charge it. That's the thing. Roll up to a Tesla charging point.
Yeah. Or maybe just move again because you're not tired of it. Just move to Whitby.
Yeah. Oh, well, I did look there, but the prices were too expensive, and I did look. I definitely did look, but I couldn't have been able to get a house even this size. It would have been like £300 more a month. Oof. And I just can't do that. And I'm actually paying more than I should be for this place because there are cheaper places around, but I needed something now in a sense. And even though it took me so long to move, it was like I'm not being able to see these places, and then all of a sudden, okay, I need something set up. I need this done now,
And obviously not doing any regular reading at the moment and stuff. Do you still find yourself going though to your bookshelves, pulling stuff out and flicking through things though? Regardless, like even reading a few pages here and there, and just be like, oh, okay.
Well, not so much because it's hard to get to the shelves, but I do have. I pull up something, like I got something here that I might actually try to read a few things for October, because it's Halloween month, and this is basically it's just essays on films like Blithe Spirit that are actually ghost movies, poor sort of production, Midnight Marquee Press, but they put a lot of stuff, and they have some good essays. So I thought that might be worth looking at because they're short, if I can, on a few things. But a lot of them I'll probably leave until I rewatch the film. And then I've got this year too that I pulled down because I'd pulled something out.
You've got a new series currently going on, haven't you? This Bookshop Memories.
Yeah.
How much? What? How many legs has it got in it? Do you think? Have you got enough stories to keep it going for a while, or?
I don't know. I it's like I've tried to think. Okay, well, what's worth talking about? I don't know. It's like I've been asked, and I'm going to talk a little bit about. I guess the next one. About my book scout, like what a book scout is and stuff like this.
That'd be interesting, yeah. Yeah.
But
have you done like, I don't know, the most expensive book you ever bought for the shop or anything like that? Or
I've not done any of that. So like these are all things that I could I could do, because there is
biggest waste of money, that you bought that just completely flopped and nobody bought it, that kind of thing.
Yeah. There's
were they only secondhand books, or did you get new Could you get
Well,
new titles in?
yeah, I did sell new books as well in archaeology because well, see, I should be doing this for my thing.
Yeah,
But
don't
anyway,
say anything then. Just write it down and just watch this back later to
no, I
remind you.
did sell new books, remainders, used
Yeah,
books,
yeah.
everything. So
Well, I knew about the remainders and the used, but I wasn't sure if you did new titles. So yeah. And do you miss it? I mean, was it something you actually did enjoy doing, or was it
I did.
something when kind of, how can I say, did it spoil your relationship with books?
No, it didn't spoil my relationship with books at all. Like people do say that, and like Orwell in his essay said that, like he didn't really like books after because they became a commodity, and it's like you don't need to have them become a commodity. It's yeah, no, it didn't for me. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed doing it, everything, even the packing and stuff like that, and the describing of the books, like it was all part of the thing. But obviously, going out and buying and going to book sales was the funnest part, of it all. Traveling all over the place.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, the strange thing is you could kind of do it now.
No,
In theory. I mean, not obviously have a physical store where people could come and browse the books, but you could certainly have you could, in theory, have an online business with your books, couldn't you? Really? I mean, I know
with
with
the
the
books I
logistics
have
getting,
here, but
yeah.
I'd starve to death if I wanted to make a living off of it because
Well, there you go.
because the market is saturated, and it's so saturated with people who don't have a clue what books are about, or they are ones that basically make it a 100% commodity, and they have no knowledge of anything. Like the stuff, I still look on eBay and stuff, and you see things like somebody's advertising a Simac first edition. It's clearly in the picture they're showing it's a book club edition.
Yeah.
It's like, and then they'll say, oh, well, I don't claim to be an expert in books. There's the pictures, and it's up to you to make the decision. It's like bullshit. They know what they're doing. They know what they're doing.
Yeah. Yeah, but I think this lack of knowledge and things, you see it, we can see it even in what we do here with people.
Yeah.
There is a lot of like, what's the word I'm looking for, Sean? Bullshit springs to mind, but also like, that's not quite exactly what I want to say.
Well, basically, it's a lot of bravado. You say stuff authoritatively, and you have a slick video, and you look nice. Your hair's combed and everything, and you're pretty looking, whether you're a guy or a woman. People will be hanging off of every word that you say, and most of it is BS. You just know that they don't know what they're talking about. If you actually know, they don't. It's like I've been watching, other than BookTube, I watch these things of people going back, and they call it homesteading. They're homesteading, and it's like, you're not fucking homesteading. You've got electric generator, you've got solar panels, you got computers, you got your phone. You're not off grid. You are still living like this, and you see people trying to chop wood, and somebody who has chopped wood a lot, that they don't know what they're doing, but they're pretending to do it, and meanwhile, probably off camera, they get somebody else to do. They probably buy it all split. They're just doing it for the camera, and you see that like a lot of them. But then occasionally you do see ones that are really good. But they're hard to find because everybody's trying to make a quick buck. So
it's the same as you say, even here on BookTube, isn't it? Occasionally you do come across ones you think, oh yeah, that's good. They know what they're talking about.
Yeah, and or somebody who doesn't know what but they're learning.
Yeah,
they're learning, and they're discovering while they make the videos, and that's great too. Rather than and it's nothing like people have accused me of being ageist, but when you got a 20-some-year-old or even a 30-year-old, making a list of saying this is the best books of all time, and especially if they're in their teens, like I've seen these things, and I'm going, I'm sorry, you just haven't had enough time on the earth to have read enough to make that. You could say the ones that you like of what you've read, perfectly fine.
I mean, I feel self-conscious being just a sprightly 45 thinking about those things. So, I can understand, if you happen to be even 10, 15, 20 years younger than me, I completely get
it's like I was talking to Gavin, and it was like, this year is probably going to be one of the worst years for my reading. I've only read probably 40 some books this year. And it's like,
I'm actually amazed, to be honest, Sean. I'm actually amazed it's that much.
But that's over like 4 months, I guess. The 4 months of the first of the year, 3-4 months, and that's all. Like, I haven't read anything since April, I don't think.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I was sitting down and calculating, and it's about 40, maybe 41, 42 books, and that's really low for me for a year, because usually, I can go up into like 200 and some books, in a year, when I'm doing well. But I've usually never done below like a book a week. Even when I didn't read much at times, I was still reading at least a book a week.
I set my goal at 72 because I do the Goodreads thing just to have something to reference it. I did set my goal at 72, and surely September's pushed me well within reach before the end of the year. So, I think I'll have 5 left after September to get to my goal. And of course, I'm not going to stop. I'm just going to go over it. But yeah, it's nice to think that, even just before October begins, I'm so close to what I need to do. So.
Yeah, it depends on what you're reading too. Like, numbers really don't mean anything.
No.
If you're reading stuff like Les Miserables all the time, you're not going to read, like, theoretically you could read 52 of those in a year, but that would be doing damn good,
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I really have been trying to think about what I want to read when October 1st comes around. Thinking it's going to have to probably be nonfiction, but maybe something historical. I mean, the last quarter of Historathon's coming up, and I know there are a few things I want to read, but also I'm really looking forward to Dr. November. I do love that event. Obviously, being a creator of it helps, of course, but I just enjoy those spy books and things. So, I mean, when November comes around, I'm definitely looking forward to reading a few books.
I want to read this because I've pulled this out, and I'd like to read this. But
History of Johannesburg.
Yeah, it's got a bunch of crap that somebody's put. Not crap, but I'll have to figure out somewhere to put all that. But yeah, so there's lots of stuff that I want to get reading. Lots and lots of stuff,
We have a comment with a question. Oh no, hang on, Jenny first. I like setting book targets to remind me if I'm being too lazy with my reading. Yeah. So we've got a new subscriber here, LL. Hello, welcome. Thank you for subscribing. Really enjoying. Well, that's nice to hear. The topic of daily reading quantity got me wondering around how many pages of poetry do you or can you normally read in a day? Obviously depends, but broadly speaking, well, I suppose, it does depend on, I don't think it matters necessarily whether it's poetry or prose. I guess with poetry, you can read a lot more probably because, tend to be shorter. But I think it just depends on what you're reading, what the topic is, what, how well it's written, how much it grabs you. We were saying maybe before you joined the conversation, LL, that, you can read a 200-page book in a day that is a real slog. Or you could read, 400 pages plus in a day that go very quickly, depending on what the subject matter is and how well it's written. You say so, Sean?
Yeah. Well, poetry-wise, I've, for some reason, since I moved here, gotten away from reading poetry. I did I've grown away from it. But I used to always like read something, even when I was working. I'd usually use the Oxford Book of English Verse, and I would just, read a couple poems in the morning, before I went to work, and then I'd go to work, and I'd read something during lunch, and sometimes I did have a poetry book with me, or if I was going on the bus somewhere, poetry was a good thing to read rather than getting stuck into like a story or nonfiction, and then being interrupted. A poem is fine unless it's an epic, like a long poem, that if you get interrupted, you just start it back at the beginning. So I used to read, I don't know, I used to read quite a bit of poetry, but I don't know, pages wise, I don't know. I never really kept track of poetry, other than I know that I've read quite a bit. That's all I can say.
Might be something for you to actually take up again, reading poetry while you're in this stage of not being able to read.
See, it's my brain. Like, that's the thing. No, I've tried that. It's like I'm finding difficulty concentrating. The best thing for it is talking, and then if I get too tired, I have difficulty even getting words out or thinking of words. But while I'm reading silently, I guess if I maybe read out loud, that I never even thought of that might actually be helpful.
Could be, maybe.
But because it's just the tiredness and the brain fog, it's difficult. It's just difficult to concentrate. My mind is all over the place.
Well, why not choose a thin book classic in the public domain and start to read it out on your channel? See how it goes. See if it does make an impact for you.
Oh, that would be bad, because I stumble even normal where I was trying to read words now is not that easy.
What is that book behind you? It's not The Hobbit, is it? No.
Where?
There's a book behind you, like literally just over your head. I guess behind
Up
your right.
Or
yeah, lower. Yes, you literally, your fingers on it there. It's got a mountain on the spine.
Oh, I think I know what that is.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Oh, I think. Let me guess if I got this correctly. Tip and Run.
Tip and Run. Yeah, probably it is.
Yeah, Tip and Run.
The Untold Tragedy of the Great War in Africa. Wonderful. Gosh. Hang on, let me put that down. I would love to read about that. I remember reading the novel The Ice Cream War by William Boyd, which I really enjoyed. Yeah, so I'm going to actually write that one down.
I've actually got 2 copies of this.
Oh, have you? Well, there you
go. Accidentally, because I bought I think I bought this one separately, and it was really cheap. And then there was like 4 books on Africa that I wanted, and one of them happened to be this again, but I think different publisher.
It says it's a controversial and groundbreaking account of the infamous East African campaign. So,
okay.
I wonder what's controversial about it.
Edward Pace was a history scholar at Cambridge and winner, but not Cambridge University, at Cambridge. That's a weird way of saying things.
Well, it says he was a history scholar at Cambridge University here, winner of the Lehman Prize. But I mean, was probably means he's dead, no?
Don't know.
Don't know too.
He's not that old.
No. Oh no, he's the director of the Africa Research Institute. Yeah. So I don't know. But have you read The Ice Cream War?
I know of it, but I don't think so. There was a movie, wasn't there?
It might have been. Yeah, I liked some of William Boyd's books when I was younger.
Yeah, William Boyd is weird. I read I've read a couple. Heart is the title with Heart in one, or
Heart is the Lonely Hunter, maybe something like that.
no,
It's cool. No.
no,
There's Good Man in Africa.
you know,
Stars and Bars, I think. Armadillo. The Ice Cream War, and the one I really like is one of my favorite, The New Confessions. I don't know if you read that one.
no,
See, you'd
no.
like that one because it's all based around the silent film industry, and it's a fictional biography of this person. I can't remember his name, John George somebody or other, I don't know. And he's born in the last year of the 19th century, and he's involved in every great event of the 20th century, just missing out on greatness. And he gets involved with filmmaking and silent filmmaking, and his idea is going to make this epic of the Confessions by Jean-Jacques Rousseau. And yeah, it goes on from there. But it's really good. It has all the McCarthy trials and stuff and other things.
Well,
and
that's almost like about somebody that was sort of met everybody. That's the name. Any Human Heart. That's it.
Any Human Heart. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I didn't really care for it. The only, I remember I read, it was, I joined a book club in Bedford, and I sort of was, they were going to discuss this on the Sunday. So I picked it up at the library on Friday, and I read it, before then. And everybody loved it, except there was a part they didn't like where the guy becomes really poor and he's eating dog food and stuff like that. They didn't like the character. And I go, that's the only time that I liked the character, because he was a bullshitter and an asshole before that. And he finally, reality sets in of him, and he's actually a real person at that point.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny because it is around that time, this one you mentioned, Any Human Heart, where I didn't read any more Boyd. I read pretty much everything before he wrote that, and then he just kind of went off in a different direction. I think he did some more kind of romancy kind of things. I don't know, and I wasn't that fussed. But you'll have to try and get New Confession if you can. I think you'll enjoy it, Sean. The whole silent film era and everything, and it's very, very nicely done.
Here's a book, Modern Paper Making.
Modern paper making. Oh, there you go. Yeah.
Wood pulp.
New business for you there.
Beaters and beating.
It's
a heavy book.
Yeah. No, I enjoyed some of the film. I know the Good Man in Africa, I think, was pretty good, if I remember rightly. I enjoyed the book, but I think the film was quite good too. So
Jesus Christ.
Well,
it's like to watch on the film and try to. I can't do this. I can't do it. My brain's not allowing me to do that. I can't get the direction correctly.
Well, mine are too far away, so I wouldn't be able to reach mine anyway.
But I want to clear off that shelf or some part of it somehow, and put up the Cambridge History of Africa on there. And I sort of said I was going to do that, and I just haven't got around to it.
Maybe that's how you got to rebrand your channel. You got to give that whole kind of academic vibe, Sean. Like Professor Standfast, have the whole, as you say, all the Africa stuff that you could take to chewing on a pipe as well. Because there's some guy, I can't remember his name. I do subscribe to him. He's got a whole Tolkien thing going on. He's wearing tweed waistcoats and stuff and smoking.
Oh, he's actually an ordained priest of some sort.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Guyot.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, that's the kind of thing you should go for. You got the bit. You could do the whole Gandalf.
He's got credentials. I know.
Well, you could do the whole kind of Gandalfy thing. There you go. You see, get the young audience in there. Oh, look, it's Gandalf having a bad day.
I like the little short of Willie Nelson auditioning for Gandalf. I thought that was good.
I don't know. There's something I like those kind of cozy ones. Like, as you say, you're sitting there in your chair, bookcase behind you, crackle of a fire, maybe a little pipe to chew on. I don't know. I think you'll see your figures go up. People love that. It's like, a couple of minutes with grandpa or something.
Come and sit on grandpa's knee.
But grandpa, I'm a 25-year-old blonde model. I couldn't possibly. Oh dear, yeah.
Well, that's the thing. Like most people, like we film like this, and it is a different vibe to have the camera further back, and yes, show you sitting down, in a chair with books around, like be in a cozy little corner or something like that.
Yeah. Then you have to put on pants, though, right?
Yeah, but
that's the downside.
I wear my underpants. So is that good enough?
I meant trousers. I'm just too used to American audiences. It's amazing.
Yeah. Well, my let's just say my underpants can be disguised as shorts, because I go to the door and I open the door and it's like, because even when I do wear shorts, you don't know the difference. It's exactly the same.
I'm actually wearing shorts right now. I don't know why it's freezing out there, but I just cannot wear trousers at home. I either will just wear underpants, shorts when I'm, have no company, and when I have company, I put on actual shorts. I have to have my legs free. I have to be out there, loving it.
Well, it's like I will be putting my sweatpants or joggers on, whatever you want to call them, shortly. But the nurse had to take them down yesterday to put my bandages on my so but yeah, that's why I just haven't got around to putting them back on. So
well, what's the point? You're not planning on going out, are you, Friday
night? It's getting a little nippy. That's the thing, and that's why I got a blanket on. That's why I got the blanket over me.
Yeah, free the knees, Jenny says. Free the knees. So, so anyway, we're almost at the hour mark. I will have to dash soon. I've got to, take somebody outside before it gets too dark. Although it's shocking how dark it is already. It's just crept up on us, the whole, winter thing. But I suppose maybe when we fall back, it will be lighter a little bit later. So for a couple of days.
Yeah, I have no idea when that is. The computers do all that. Before I had a computer, at time I was always caught out. I was always caught out. I never knew when it was happening. Now I still don't know when it's happening, and I don't need to, because it's all done for. It's all done for me.
Yeah. There you go. Lucky you. All right. Well, bit of a slow night on the comments, but no worries. Thanks for joining us, everybody in the comments and everybody watching. And Sean, thank you ever so much for joining me as well. And maybe we'll be back next week. Who knows? Till then, take care, everybody.
I'm hoping for myself tomorrow. I'm sort of setting up something for Saturday Night Live. So,
are you now? I didn't get my invitation, Sean. What happened?
Well, we're doing it now. So
yeah, but
otherwise you would have
without me. I don't know. All right. What are we gonna do? Well, you see, Hamster knows me. I can't really do it. I used to be able to do it much better. It's been out of practice. Oh no, stop messing about. Yeah. All right, okay. Thank you very much. Take care, everybody. All the best. Cheery bye.